Alright, hello everyone, welcome back in. Hopefully you all are doing well today. So, while I'm getting things set up for today's reading, I do want to take a moment and talk to you about a few changes. Nothing too major, do not panic. I'm not taking a sabbatical like I did last year. But what I am going to throw at you, and this has kind of been on my mind for the past 2 weeks, and my spirit guides are also telling me that this is kind of a good step forward. So, the plan is that you will still have your tarot readings. Absolutely. But the frequency in which they come out is going to change. So, when it comes to the way that I read tarot, okay, touching base with me every day is not really stressful, and I wouldn't necessarily call it redundant, because it's not. You want to come say hi? Well, come here. Come say hi. Come here. Up. Come. See, there's the people. Do you see them? Yeah. Do you see the people? Yeah. So, it's not redundant, but most of the people, oh yeah, we're going to use that one today? Okay. Most of the people who come to me when there is a sense of direction that they need, or they're a little lost and a little turned around. It's not an everyday sort of occurrence. So, the new plan, the new schedule, is every week. All right, I'm gonna talk to the people, okay? Every week, you guys are going to get 3. And how I've worked this out is on Monday, you will get the beginning of the week. On Wednesday, you will get the middle of the week. We'll touch base with all of that energy. And then on Friday, you will get the end of the week into the weekend. So, essentially, you're not really losing out. So on Tuesdays and on Thursdays, there won't be a reading. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, there won't be a reading. Because Sundays, Mondays, and part of Tuesdays will be together. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays will kind of be together. And then Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays will kind of be together. Just see how that's working. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday will be Mondays. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be Wednesdays, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturdays will be in Fridays. It'll help my spirit guides. I feel like it'll help me. I also feel as though that the messages, not really a continuation, they won't be a continuation of each other, but it'll give, you guys the opportunity to assess the readings that are coming in for you, and then be able to make decisions, and then by the time that, another reading comes out, a decision has already been made. My job is not to force you in a direction. Not at all. My job is to guide you, to help you see the bigger picture. So, in the end, I feel like it will be more beneficial for each and every single one of you. It'll be less stress on my spirit team and my spirit guides, because there was a time last week or the week before where I had one spirit guide tell me, didn't we just talk about this? Didn't we just do this? It was kind of similar energy, and it kind of made a ripple effect in my spirit team. They're not opposed to talking with your spirit guides and talking with me on a daily basis. They're not. It's just, I have some grumpy old ones up there who really prefer it to be broken up. So that's what we're going to do. That's how this is going to go going forward. Now, that also means that my videos are going to be a little bit longer. I'm going to slow down with how I speak. I'm not going to try and cram all of the energy into 12, 15, 20-minute videos, so they will be longer than what they normally are. So please just keep that in mind. My intention is to kind of You know, you can either watch this when you have time, or you can put me in your ear and allow me to talk to you as you were doing whatever it is that you were doing. We're all adults. We all have stuff we have to do. So just keep that in mind. Keep all of this in mind as we move forward. Like I said, not much is going to change. Just the frequency of the videos. This will be one of the last changes, hopefully, with the schedule. But it'll be beneficial. So, without further ado, we are going to get started. We are going to start with the beginning of the week. This is going to be touching base with how this week is going to start out, how it is starting out, you know, kind of, not really a theme, but a starting point. Okay? Underneath, we have flexible. Absolutely. We've got flexible, orphaned, okay, exchanging gifts. Okay, this feels like, it's almost like something that you either wanted to happen and didn't happen, or it's got the energy of something that you don't want, and you're being flexible with that energy, and that is going to be exchanged for something else. I want to see the underside. You know me. There are two sides to every story. I see a positive and a negative. That's why we use 2 oracle sets on this channel. Maybe more. Sometimes more. I have plenty more. We have strength underneath. There we are. We have get curious. And we have love. So with the underneath, you know, I feel as though that when this unfortunate situation happened, you didn't dwell on it for too terribly long. It's kind of like viewing the glasses half full. It's like, okay, this didn't happen, so why didn't it happen? Or what is this trying to show me? Which is pretty high vibrational energy, if I say so myself. Then we have strength and love, which is, you know, beautiful energy. I feel as though that it did inspire you to move forward with courage, with, you know, your chin up, right? You know, the unfortunate situation happened, you're trying to be flexible with it, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to keep my chin up with this. Because there's got to be something better, something more here. Ace of Swords, thank you. There's got to be something better here, something more that obviously this situation couldn't give me. So now the universe is going to bring in something more for me. It's an exchange. And I feel like it's going to feel pretty good. Love. This could have to do with somebody else. We'll take a look and see what happens. This could have to do with love. But let's see where we're going. 9 of Cups. Could be love for oneself. Thank you. 5 of Swords. Okay. See, there's that situation. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles, which is the 9 of Pentacles. See, here's that situation. Here's that situation that either didn't pan out, or that you were left out of. But I love this. I love how, you know, even though it didn't pan out, you're keeping mostly a positive attitude. I will say a positive attitude. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So it didn't keep you down. It actually, you know, made you willing to work harder. And then, of course, the Ace of Pentacles. With the Ace of Pentacles, the 8 and the 1 gives us 9. Well, that's the 9 of Pentacles. That is, you know, your personal money, your personal growth, in a way, with it being physical. It can also mean, you know, your self-worth. So take that for how that is. Let's see what else we've got here. 6 of Wands. Yep. Temperance. See, you're trying to keep that balance to you. And there's the next hurdle, the raising consciousness, which I feel like you were on track for. You were on track to keeping that higher vibration. Because that raising consciousness, you know, isn't something that you get from a lower vibration. It's something that comes from a higher vibration. I'm seeing the Abraham discs. And what I mean by that is every morning, and I listen to Abraham Hicks a lot, especially when I'm feeling in a lower vibration. Abraham talks about when you wake up in the morning, you get to pick your vibration. You get to pick where you start. And they're discs, right? Think of them kind of like frisbees, right? Discs, frisbees. And when you throw a frisbee, it whizzes across, right? Well, in our lives, we have different frisbees that we can start on. You know, if yesterday was horrible, you know, you can either pick that disc that's like, you know, yesterday was horrible, this is how my day's going to go, and you're down here, right? Or you can try and make it more neutral and be like, you know, yesterday was a very shitty day. Today's a new day. So we'll see what today has. And you're here now. You've got a medium vibration. You're kind of rocking it, right? It's a glass half empty, glass half full, right? You're kind of a neutral area. And then there's the other vibration where it's like, you know, maybe yesterday was really shitty, but you know what? Today's going to be a good day. I'm going to make today a good day. I've got things to be grateful for. You know, those situations are over, or they're at an end, or they're coming to a close. You know, I'm not going to let that keep me down. And here you are up here on a high-flying disc, and you whiz across. Now, the kicker with that is with these discs, you know, eventually they lose their momentum, right? You've ridden them out. When they start to lower in vibration or lower in momentum, you can always pick a new disc. You can find something else to be grateful for. At the same time, you can also find something to be angry about. So there are people who start their days up here and end their days down here. There are people who start their days down here and end their days up here. Some people can also just shoot straight across the entire day. But you have that option. And so that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing discs being thrown across, you know. Yes. How can I help you? What? Is it because I'm not playing with you? I'm talking to our friends. I'm talking to our friends. What's up? What? I'm trying to have a very important conversation here. Do you want to be a part of the conversation? Do you? Well, come here. Come be a part of this conversation. Don't get sassy. He woke up and chose violence this morning. But essentially you were actively... Well, come here then. You were actively picking the disc, and that is glorious. Like, you're starting down here with a situation that didn't end very well, and you're like, you know what, there's more here, so you pick a disc that's starting to bring you up. That is wonderful. You are raising your consciousness with this. Grounding the energy is the Eight of Cups. Guiding this energy is the Nine of Wands. Absolutely, you're choosing to heal this energy. Beautiful. We got the Eight of Wands, messages coming in. We've got the Hierophant. Okay, kind of doing it, I wouldn't say traditionally. We'll take a look at that. Motion cards, we got the Three of Pentacles. There's things coming together. There's the Lovers. This could be about another person. We'll definitely take a look. Seven of Wands, look at you. And the outcome is the Four of Swords. So all in all, this is beautiful energy. I do want to take a look at the Five of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and this Hierophant energy. I do. So tell me about this Five of Swords, please. Page of Swords, Five of Wands, Four of Wands, Three of Swords. Yeah, something did not work out the way that you thought it was going to, maybe with another. And I feel like it came out of left field. Because see, notice how Page of Swords, Five of Wands, he's looking that way. And then all of a sudden there's conflict. There's conflict here. And it's almost like you're right smack dab in the middle of it. You didn't see it coming. It came out of left field. And so the things that you thought were going to work out didn't work out, right? And if this is relationships, maybe your thought process, you know, your thought process of this is there are plenty of other fish in the sea. Which is very accurate. I mean, there's millions of billions of people on this planet. So, what is this Eight of Wands? Yeah, that conflict. Woo! I feel like it just snuck up on you there. Eight of Wands. Six of Cups. Queen of Wands. Five of Cups. Four of Cups. Oh, God. Okay. I have many things going through my mind. I've got the Princess and the Frog going through my mind. I have two of those songs. It's the Friends on the Other Side, the very end. You lost what you wanted, but you got what you had. It's towards the end. It's towards the very end, where he's turned into a frog, right? And then I've got the very middle of it. I've got Dig a Little Deeper, where dig a little deeper and, you know, maybe love will give you peace of mind. There's a part in there, and my brain is trying to get the song lyrics, because, again, they clashed at the same time. It's almost as though, again, what you wanted, you didn't get. But with what the cards are showing me and what I'm hearing, you know, what you have, what is right in front of you, there's actually something here for you. Six of Cups, Queen of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Four of Cups. What is that? Prince Froggy is a rich little boy. You want to be rich again. Money ain't got no soul, money ain't got no heart. All you need is some self-control to give yourself a brand new start. And essentially, he's being shown that, you know, materialistic things isn't what he desires. I mean, it is what he desires, but there's no heart and soul in it. So maybe what it is that you desired it looked good. I'm surprised we have all that glitters is not gold here. It looked good, but it wasn't going to give you that heart and soul energy that, you know, you needed. You have everything that you need. What's the other one? Miss Froggy, might I have a word? You're the hard one, that's what I heard. Your daddy was a loving man, family through and through. What he has in him, you've got in you. And it's reminding her that, you know, she's busting her ass, but she's not enjoying her life. Interesting. I'm going to have to listen to those today, because they're going to be stuck in my head until I listen to them. Anyway, moving on. But I feel as, like I said, with what you wanted, it wasn't going to give you that energy of fulfillment. And I feel like a part of you knows that. Especially because we have Get Curious here. It's like, okay, I didn't really get what I wanted, but it's not really the end of the world, because deep down there's a part of you that's like, would it have really fit into this anyway? Would it have? Because I don't think it would have, but that's just me. So that's why I feel like this healing is taking place. Nine of Wands, Eight of Cups. It's almost like this is not really a monumental point, but it's kind of like a turning point for you. For these types of situations that you were dealing with, which means you're going to be giving up the one situation for the other situation that's coming in. That's going to be authentic for you. Exchanging gifts, love. Could be out of your comfort zone too. But it is a higher vibrational energy. Higher vibrations always make us step out of our comfort zone. Trust me, especially when you level up to that point, there's a lot that you're like, oh God. So what is this Hierophant energy? Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, very interesting. Hanged Man, there's that different point of view, and the Knight of Cups. The reason why I say this is interesting is because we go from the Six of Cups to the Queen of Wands on the messages that are coming in, to the Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. I see it mirroring here. Like I said, it's how do I want to put this? Again, I feel as though that what this energy is much more in tune with you than what that was. I feel like that side, the Queen of Wands, was more of a fiery passion, flash in the pan. That's what that feels like to me. It's kind of like a flash in the pan, where the Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, is much more solid. It's not a flash in the pan. I'm seeing a candle, a constant candle. The Hanged Man, Knight of Cups. And I feel like that's what's coming in for you. It's almost as though you don't know where the messages are coming from right now that, you know, caused you this, you know, trigger. But then as you move forward, I feel like you understand where those messages are coming from because you're seeing things from a different point of view. Which is, you know, kind of how things work. That's very interesting. That is very interesting. But I feel like it's going to be a lot more fulfilling for you. Why am I staring at her grapes? What's in your hand? It's a sunflower. See, it feels like it's going from control to, oh God. Because it's almost like with the Queen of Wands, and I'm going to get through this thought here, I promise. With this Queen of Wands, you know, she's holding a sunflower, and, you know, the lions and the cats are at her feet, right? You can't eat a sunflower. I mean, you probably could, but it wouldn't taste very good. And all of the animals, you know, are at her feet. It was more of a control aspect. Like I said, a flash in the pan. But with this, you know, grapes, you know, it's going to nourish you. And here we have the cat in her lap. I feel like it's going to be more comfortable for you. Instead of, you know, maybe following somebody's lead, you're going to be included in the decision making and, you know, the things that, you know, you want. Where in the beginning, you may not have gotten that. Interesting. Motion cards. Three of Pentacles, the Lovers, Seven of Wands, and the Four of Swords as the outcome. See, this is where I feel as though things start to come together here. You know, on a physical, tangible way. It's no longer an emotional thing. It's a physical, tangible, like you're waking up. You're waking up to what can be built and what is being built right in front of you. And you are going to have a part in that. Then the Lovers and Seven of Wands. I feel like that once this comes together, you build a new foundation. And I'm not saying, you know, it's going to be perfect. Because, I mean, it could be perfect. It could be perfect for you. But this new foundation that you're building, I feel as though you're kind of blocking off this. You're blocking off, you know, the things that you thought you wanted. Seven of Wands for me. The Star. The Empress. The Two of Cups. Look at that. And the High Priestess. Beautiful. What's one more? King of Cups. Oh my God. Oh, look. There's the Ace of Swords. Absolutely. This is where things start to come together. I will walk away with this Ace of Swords. This is where things start to come together, where reality sets in for you and you're like, there's the aha. There's the understanding. There's that raising consciousness, that next hurdle that you were moving towards. Because you may not have all of the answers right now. But what you do have is the opportunity to pick the disc you're writing on. To pick that higher vibration. To view the glass as half full instead of half empty. And that's pretty astounding. I mean, I've got a glass of orange juice right here. Right here. Some of you would view this as, you know, it's kind of empty up here at the top. But you are going to see this orange juice and be like, no, that's pretty full. That's how I see it. That's how I see it anyway. And that's what I feel like is happening here. This is beautiful. Giving up what you thought you wanted for what it is you actually need. That is incredible. That takes courage. That takes love for yourself. That takes you getting curious in your mind to really sit down and be like, you know, is this going to benefit me? Wow. I'm hearing, passing fling? Passing fling. Is this just a passing fling? I wouldn't use the word conquest, right? I'm not, it doesn't feel like that. But this feels like, it's like a kid with the new toy they see on TV. I want that. I want that toy so bad. And then, you know, the commercial ends and whatever have you. And then you go back to playing, you know, with your new toys or with the toys that you have. With the toys that you have, 5 of Cups. And really understanding that you are abundant with the things that you already have. You don't need this new toy. You want it, but you don't need it. I think that's as simple down as I'm going to be able to make that be. And then we have the 4 of Swords. What is this healing? Because now we have the 4 of Swords, we have the 4 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. 7 of Swords. Moving on. 5 of Pentacles. Beautiful. Tower and the 7 of Pentacles. When you move on from this, when you move on from what you want to what you need and what you have, is when the lightning strikes and you realize just how abundant you are. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is kind of got a love story energy to it. If you are dealing with romance, it's almost like, I've got the Devil Wears Prada going through. Okay. You know, she tried to be somebody that she, you know, somebody new, right? And with it came, you know, these new people. And, you know, there was the one guy who, now I've got burlesque going through my mind. Essentially, the same point of this is that, but I don't have Christina in my mind. I've got the one dude, Jack, yes. Anyway, but the point that I'm trying to make is there's the new person who comes in who's all flashy, right? All flashy, and you're like, you got doughy eyes, and you're like, oh my god, I want that. But then come to find out towards the end of this movie, what you were really searching for was your best friend. Or, you know, somebody that you didn't give a shot to, but who was always there. That's what this feels like. This feels kind of like a Hallmark movie. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. zodiac signs that I see. I'm going to start from the top and kind of work my way over. That way I don't miss anybody. We've got Aries, Sag, Libra, Taurus, Gemini, more Sag, Libra, Taurus, again, Aquarius. One more time, just to be sure. Aries, Sag, Gemini, Taurus, Gemini, more Sag, Libra, Taurus, Aquarius. That is what I see. So, thank you guys very much for joining me. As always, your company is well appreciated. If this resonated for you even just a little bit, or you know, kind of who this message is sent through you for, leave a like, leave a comment. I see all of that. Share it with them. You know, maybe this will bring them some clarity. But until next time, you guys take care of yourself, and I'll see you all on Wednesday. Bye for now.